The follow-up is simple. Ask a question, listen to the answer, then follow up. I'm your host, Noah Kozlov. Enjoy.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Follow-Up Podcast. I'm Eden, and this is my dad, Noah, and every week we sit on my bed and have a different conversation about something I want to talk about. And this week, we're going to talk about our vacation to Vermont.
Yeah, so I thought about doing this, we thought about doing the podcast from Vermont, from your bed in Vermont, since we usually sit on a bed to do it, but we decided to wait till we got back. So now it is Sunday morning. You've got your bathing suit on already, ready to go to the pool. I've got my bathing suit on. I've got the vacation beard. Like I didn't shave.
You didn't
shave all week. So we're back in New York City after a lot of fun in Vermont. So how would you describe the vibe in Burlington, Vermont?
So I think it's like a very calm, like New York. They think about it's the city that never sleeps.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's always out, and like there's always people. And it's always like energetic. It's like an energetic city.
Mm-hmm.
But Vermont, state.
Right, Vermont's a state, yeah.
I said New York is a very it's like a very energetic city.
Right, New York City is.
No, yes, but also
right.
New York State's a very depends.
Right. I mean, not in different areas, but New York City is the city that never sleeps.
Correct.
And New York City in New York State, but now we're talking
Correct.
about Vermont as a state, Burlington as a city.
Correct.
So go ahead.
In Vermont, in general, we went to Stowe. That's a city.
Uh-huh.
And we were in Burlington.
Mm-hmm.
So those two, I'm just saying, if this was the only thing in Vermont,
mm-hmm.
these are like the only two cities. It's a very calm city,
Mm-hmm.
and people are like dressed up all the time.
Right, it's great.
It's great. It's also calm, like
mm-hmm.
I said.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and there's so much more nature there.
Yeah, that's true.
Trees, hikes, and it's beautiful also.
I agree.
But it's just so different.
It is, and so which I think makes for a great vacation, because a vacation is
like
an
something
escape.
Right, and something new and different.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what's another like energetic state or city? Like another state.
Philadelphia, Chicago,
Okay,
Boston.
Let's just take Chicago and
the
Boston.
big cities.
Let's just take Chicago and Boston, okay? That would be more like New York.
Mm-hmm.
But Vermont is so much different. It's calm. Okay?
Right, so Vermont.
It's so different. That's like an escape. Like,
right, so
as if
there's
you're going on totally different.
Right, so there's close to, I think it's like 9 million people in New York City.
Yeah.
Okay. And in our zip code here, there are about 56,000 people. In the entire state of Vermont, there are 650,000 people. We've close to, I'd say maybe like 8% of the entire state of Vermont lives in our one zip code here in New York City.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
8%.
Right, and so Vermont has the
10.
second. It's the second smallest population in the United States.
I think it's Wyoming. First.
Wyoming has the smallest population. So there's 3 electoral votes in Wyoming, 3 electoral votes in Vermont.
No, there's 4 in Hawaii.
There's 4 in Hawaii. Oh, really?
Yes.
So
Hawaii's bigger.
So I felt like Vermont and Burlington, it had a very. You've never been to Portland, Oregon, but it had, as mom had mentioned, it had a very Portland, Oregon feel. So, as Jim Gaffigan, who is a comedian,
okay.
He said people in Portland, Oregon, and I think you could say the same for Burlington, Vermont. Like everyone's always dressed just in case someone says, "Let's go for a hike." Like it's like anyone could just go for a hike at any time. So let's talk.
Like a trail.
Right,
not
right.
like a hike.
What do you mean? Like, yeah, on a trail,
right,
in a state park.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah, so I think, let's start there. So we spent a lot of time in state parks.
We did.
And then also going to the lake in Lake Champlain. So and that was your first time in a lake. What'd you think?
I think it was fun. It was weird because I usually swim in the pool,
mm-hmm.
so there were cold spots and warm spots.
Mm-hmm.
And also the lake. This was a weird lake because it started shallow, then it got a little deeper, then it was shallow, deeper, shallow, deeper, shallow.
But you could
deeper.
stand the whole time.
Yeah.
Going out until, like, to the buoy where the swim area is. Yeah.
And but it didn't actually go that deep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it went deep, but not that deep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was different, and then the whole, so not like an ocean, like the whole bottom of the whole bottom was like these ridges and ripples of sand, so it felt nice on your feet. And also, I mean, you've been in an ocean before in different places, and the lake, like, you can see through it. It looked clean. It didn't smell. You could go under the water, no problem. It just, I think, to me, I felt like the lake just felt better.
It does. And what I like about a lake and like a pool, you can go very deep
Mm-hmm.
and not worry about it. But in an ocean, sometimes it's better to stay closer.
Yeah, I agree. And the lake is also, I mean, it did have some waves, but it's certainly more calm than an ocean. So it kind of fit the vibe of Vermont, like being calm.
Right.
So, and also on the trip, we went out and saw, like, just outside of Burlington, just farmland everywhere.
Everywhere. So we were like in the city more, like, not saying like city, but it was a city.
Yeah, in Burlington. We're downtown. Yeah, near University of Vermont. Yeah.
So more like a city like New York. Like a city.
A city, yes. I get it. Yeah.
So, but like 5 minutes driving, or maybe 3 minutes, farmland everywhere.
Mm-hmm. What did you like doing on the farms?
Well, we went to an apple farm, and there was like a little trail, and we didn't get to pick apples, but we got some apples, and they were really good.
Mm-hmm. All different types of apples. My favorite was the blueberries.
Yeah, me too. We picked blueberries. There was just this whole farm of blueberries. Like,
you just pull over on the side of the road. There's no parking lot. You just pull over on the grass. There's nobody there. You get a bucket, and you can just go pick blueberries. We were the only ones there. You just pick blueberries, and then they had eggplants you couldn't pick, and I think they had raspberries too. We didn't see, but you can't pick those yet. But just everywhere, just blueberries, and those were the tastiest blueberries I'd ever had.
They were really good.
And they were the skin on the blueberries was so smooth. And the color was great. I thought that was so calming to spend a little bit of time just out there, not much noise. It was nice.
But the worst part in Vermont is you have to know this. When you're on trails, there might be, like when we were just looking around the apples, there is going to be there would be lots of mud.
Oh yeah, right.
My shoes, if you go, like my shoes got covered
in
mud.
Yes. Yeah,
and also on trails. Yeah. Also on trails there can be mud.
Yeah, lots of mud. Yeah.
Mud.
But you did some when we did the hiking in the state parks, like, to be careful on the rocks because things are slippery, and and also you crawl a bit too to get up.
There
or
was
get down.
like the second hike we went on was a crazy hike. It was basically a rock climbing hike. That's what we can say. There were rocks everywhere, so you walked a little.
Yeah.
But then it was just rocks everywhere.
Yeah.
And like to get different places on the trail, you had to climb the rocks.
But what's also nice though on those trails, I feel like everybody there was just friendly too, saying good morning, good afternoon, or people would move out of your way, or we'd move out of their way, so that families could come through, or if they had dogs, etc. I felt like it was very friendly.
It was.
How about though restaurants there? The schedules for restaurants completely threw me off.
Completely. I've never seen anything like this. There was since they don't have enough staff, they're not open Monday, Tuesday, and sometimes Wednesday.
Right, a lot of restaurants close Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we're not sure, maybe we should have asked, but whether it's because students aren't there yet, so they don't have enough staff, and maybe they get a lot of staff from the University of Vermont students, or maybe it was just a product of the pandemic where there's restaurant staff missing all over the country. But yeah, so many restaurants were closed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then that one place that we tried to go was
It
on
was
Friday.
too hot.
It was too hot.
Sorry,
so
too hot.
It was too hot, so they closed for two nights, and at a popular restaurant, and because it was simply too hot, and
because they don't
something
have air conditioning.
I hadn't heard of that either.
Have you ever seen anything like that? Specifically restaurants?
No, but because of being short staffed, or no, and that so many were closed those days, and it seemed like it was commonplace. Like, oh yeah, we're closed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're only open Thursday through Sunday. And then Honey Road was closed because of heat. One thing that we talked about before we went.
Did you go to Honey Road?
No, we never went.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Well, the first time it was an hour and a half wait, and then the next time it was too hot for them, not us.
Yes.
A lot of ice cream.
But still, it was very hot.
Okay, so a lot of ice cream.
Lots.
What was your favorite?
So let's describe where we went for ice cream, and then I will describe it more. So first we went to the Ben & Jerry's ice cream factory.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the factory and
in Waterbury, Vermont.
Waterbury, Vermont. I actually did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was awesome. There was it was a scoop shop, but it was cool because there was follow the ice cream cones,
mm-hmm.
And there was a big line.
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool, and I got chocolate. No, what was it?
Chocolate fudge
brownie. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it was good. But I got it in a cup. Then we went in Burlington, where we stayed. We went to the Ben & Jerry's just shop,
Mm-hmm.
and it was delicious. I got milk and cookies in a cone, which was good.
It was really good.
Did we get ice cream one other
Well,
place?
then you got you had some of the so in Burlington they're soft serve, they call them creamies, but CREEMIES, not like cream. So that's their thing. But it's just soft serve ice cream, but they have a lot of black raspberry is the big thing there.
Black, but more is maple.
Oh,
Everything is maple. Maple syrup, maple mustard, everything is maple.
Yeah, a lot of
maple
cheddar,
ice cream.
and a lot of cheddar cheese. But for some reason, I wanted a maple creamy, and then I just never got it. But I thought the black raspberry that we got down by the water was where the mom got was really good.
And I shared.
Right, and I only had a few little bites. It was good.
You didn't want any.
Yeah, I didn't want any. I was full. Yeah, it was good. My Ben & Jerry's, the Cherry Garcia, which I hadn't had in a long time, that was so good. I loved it. The Ben & Jerry's factory, the flavor graveyard, where they put some of the flavors that they don't have anymore, they put them in this graveyard.
40.
Yeah, and they have tombs with a little poem.
Yeah.
And
then the years.
The years that they were around. The sugar plum story, I think, is one of the funnier things I've ever heard.
This is so funny. It was one of their worst selling flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Take a guess of how many you think they sold.
Well, and it's not how many they sold in scoop shops. It was the pints, that you could buy in a grocery store or something. How many pints of sugar plum does anybody watching think that sold? Someone guessed
15.
Someone guessed, I think, 12. Someone guessed 300. I guessed 1,500.
Oh, and Mom guessed...
I think Mom guessed the 300, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
And someone guessed 15.
So how many?
1.
1 pint of sugar plum was sold. And it was so...
And they don't know who it is.
Yeah, and it was... Right, and that's the crazy thing. I think they should somehow try to figure this out of who's the one purchase, who made that one purchase of sugar plum pint. And it spanned from, I think it was right before the holidays of that year, and then for like a few weeks in January.
It was
and that was
3 weeks, but they had to put 2 years.
Yeah.
Which was actually crazy because you probably would think that it started in January and ended in January.
Yeah.
Or like that next year.
Right.
Instead of December to January.
Right. Fun fact. You enjoyed vacation?
I did.
You did.
Did you?
I did. I thought it was great. We've been looking forward to it for a long time. It was our first family vacation of the pandemic. Vermont is the most vaccinated state in the country. When we went there, how many people were in the hospital in the whole state?
3.
And then when we left,
23.
23. So yes, that's a significant increase, but I felt safe there. You know, still wear a mask inside, and there was no problems with anybody getting too close. It seemed like everybody was just following the rules. Yeah. So I'm glad you enjoyed vacation. You are an excellent travel partner.
Thanks. Oh wait, I forgot to say one thing.
What?
You asked me like what was your favorite ice cream?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was the Ben and Jerry's milk and cookies and a Coke.
Oh, that was your favorite?
Yeah, that was my favorite.
So are you gonna go to the store today and get it?
No.
I love you.
I love you.